Welcome back to Three Trials Barbecue. Today, we're going to go ahead and build on that last biscuit test, and we're going to go ahead and do our third trial of this biscuit test to see if a couple variables can change our hotspot location. Based on Smoke Scout's research, he basically closed off that damper and he was able to move the fire or hotspot towards the right or the firebox. We're going to do three trials in two different variations. We're going to keep that damper halfway open with the intake open at the vents fully. Then we're going to close it half, and then we're just going to open the door. So we're going to do three of those trials, and then the second variation is going to be closing that up 3/4 with the vents open, halfway open, and then the door open. So let's go ahead and do our first trial. We're going to be using 5 biscuits, and we're really going to be focusing more or less on the halfway point towards the end. So let's get into it. So we got this fire going. We've had it going for about an hour or so. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and do our first trial with the vent open. We're going to go ahead and put our first biscuit there, our second one there, our third one there. And we're going to let it go. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So the first trial in this variation, we're going to keep the vents open all the way. Once those biscuits are done, we'll reference it, note it, and then we'll move on to the second. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look. We've been going for about 20 minutes, and look at that, guys. Our hotspot is roughly about right where that probe is at. So what we're going to do is we're just going to reference this for this specific trial. So I'm putting that there so we can reference where the hotspot came to. Now, what I want to do is we'll take these out. You can see but now we're going to close up. So we're going to go halfway, and we'll let it go for 20 minutes. Wow, look at that, y'all. The hotspot moved by simply closing that intake. So we're going to reference. It looks like this one definitely took some heat. So I'm going to put it right about there. This one took a little bit of heat, but not that much. The biscuits are cooked even all the way through. We're going to go ahead and put our biscuit in. And we're going to let this one go. But now we're gonna open this up and we're gonna let this go. So we're gonna reference it by this handle. It's a cap on my ash bucket. It won't be able to go any farther. That way our next trial can be the same. We'll go ahead and see what happens. And look at that, y'all. Charred up this one pretty good. This one as well. And then we started touching on this one. It was almost like the original just open vent on the intake. We got those all even. Since we have the door open on the intake, now what I want to do is we're going to do our second variation of this cook. Put that there. Okay. So we're going to let that go. And what we're going to do here is adjust this damper, and now we're going to close it 3/4 closed and see if this makes any difference with that door open. And then we'll work backwards this time. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. So we're closed 3/4 on our stack. We're open at the door here on the intake. And take a look at that. We're pretty crispy there. And roughly, we're already marked for our hot spot. So we're going to go ahead and we'll close up the door. We will open it all the way and then go ahead and set our next one. We'll let these go for about 20 minutes and we'll come back, take a look. So we've been running 3/4 closed. And look at that, y'all. Hotspot still marked at the same location. So this is also no good. And from what it's proven so far, it looks like having the firebox door open and having the vent open makes no difference. So we're going to go ahead and throw this one there, that one there, one there. We have the intake closed 3/4 and we're going to go ahead and close this halfway, and we're going to go see if our hotspot moves farther than when we had that intake closed halfway in the same location. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and open this up, and boom, there you go. So check that out. The conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, is that even if I close that outlet or the stack to 3/4 and restrict the flow on the outlet side and close the intake halfway, I still get a hotspot similar to if I ran an open vent on the intake side. If you look at where we have our markers here, this was the closest, is this one here. We closed the stack halfway and we closed the intake halfway, and that was our best hotspot, so we would have more cooking space on our grill. So maybe that's how we cook going forward when we need a little bit of space. Other than that, guys, if you haven't hit them likes or subscribed, please do. And we'll see you guys on the next one.